All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out here preaching this gospel in sincerity and truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. And as you can see, this title, from this news clip down at the bottom, it says ICE officers face escalating threats. And basically they're waging war on the tribes. The Hispanic tribes. They're basically trying to go to war with these Mexican cartels, which these Mexican cartels, they got a lot of weapons that are supplied to them by, the CIA. They have, the latest weapons. They got rocket launchers and all kind of shit. Like, where would they be getting these weapons? But we can expect a lot of chaos and a lot of other things to emerge from this this thing that's going on between the Mexican cartels and the U.S. government. So there's a narrator on this video that I'm about to play, and he basically touches on it. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and play it real quick. Let's just go ahead and play it.
So this all comes as there were two reported cross-border shootings earlier this week, namely in Fronton, Texas. That's in the Rio Grande Valley sector, where Border Patrol actually exchanged gunfire with suspected cartel members. That video that you're looking at, that's the Mexican military response after the incident took place. Now, Blake, we also just got our hands on a memo out of the Rio Grande Valley sector that actually says that, this is kind of crazy here, that the cartels authorize the use of weaponized drones, explosives against CBP personnel and U.S. law enforcement down there at the southern border.
So they're basically saying that these Mexican cartels, they have access to drones, weaponized drones. They could be drones with, guns attached to them, or it can be drones with explosives, attached to them, but they basically weaponized drones, and they're basically saying that these Mexican cartels, they have this capability, they have these drones in their possession, which that's going to totally change the dynamic of how things are moving, as far as the U.S. basically waging war on these Mexican cartels, and they're actually talking about invading Mexico in the name of taking these Mexican cartels out, which, anything can happen at this point, what I'm saying? All type of hell and, chaos could erupt at any moment, what I'm saying? And America is basically, spreading itself thin, what I'm saying? They involved in all different types of wars and things that's going on, over there in Ukraine, over there in, Israel, and, over here in, the States, Mexico, America's spread thin because they're in a lot of different places trying to, control all these different parts of the world. What I'm saying? So that's making this place even weaker, because they're all in everybody else's business. But, nevertheless, let's continue to play this video.
What's up, truthers? Just wanted to make a quick video, and you heard it there, that drones may be used against federal agents. And as you can see, Elon Musk, September 29, 2024, before we saw the drones in New Jersey and New York and basically all over the place.
Yeah, because he tweeted this before all of these sightings. It was an increase, a very intense increase in sightings of these drones flying around, and even the chariots themselves, because a lot of those videos that was recorded, and being posted on the internet, a lot of those was actual chariots of the Heavenly Father, so-called UFOs, but a lot of those was actually man-made drones that was flying around. And Elon Musk, he actually tweeted that these things were going to take place, you know. But he says epic drone wars coming, and a lot of people really didn't even know what he was talking about. You know, and they let you know these things, just like the same thing with Leave the World Behind. When you seen that movie, you know, you had planes and shit like that basically falling out of the sky in the movie. Then fast forward, now you got all these different planes that's basically crashing, you know, exploding, you know, and things like that is going on with these airplanes, you know. So they tell you things that, you know, that they have planned, things that they have in the works. You know, they tell you these things before they actually start to do them. But he says epic drone wars coming, you know, and that could be actual war, you know, between because now they're saying that the Mexican cartels, they have access to these drones, and they're basically targeting. They're going to start targeting, you know, federal government, you know. So that could cause something drastic to happen as well. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, it's just, nothing is a coincidence, man. You know what I'm saying? They basically say the things that they're going to do before they do them.
He made this post on his X, right? Epic drone wars are coming. So people would see that and be like, what is this guy talking about? Like, oh yeah, they're using drones in Ukraine. Oh my God, yeah, it's probably going to come to the U.S. And then fast forward, we started seeing these random drones that nobody knew who they was. The government didn't care. And then now we're hearing that the cartel may be using drones against federal agents. I'll leave the link to that news video in the description. You should watch it because she talks about how there's like tweets and all this stuff, you know, TikToks going out basically saying, kill your local ICE agent. So, like I've been saying, the federalization of the police force is going to happen under another crisis, another emergency, because they need emergency and crises to keep this going.
Yeah, and there ain't no telling what they got coming down the pipe, man, but it's going to be something big. You can literally feel it in the air that something is getting ready to take place, man. It's going to be something big. You know, you have this thing where Trump, I think he's supposed to be going to the Super Bowl, you know, and it's supposed to be like the first time that any U.S. president has basically, you know, just set out, you know, in the crowd, you know, at a game like that, or, you know, at a public place like that, where it's surrounded by a lot of different people, you know, basically being in attendance to the Super Bowl, you know, especially after the assassination attempts that he just experienced. You would think that he would not want to be out amongst a lot of different people like that because he's a target. But it just goes to show you that all those assassination attempts were all set up, you know, because, you know, Trump, he was set up to basically win the respect and win the support of the people. You know, he's supposed to be made to look like the fucking hero. You know, he was running against basically Kamala Harris. You know, she was supposed to be in like the representation of the Democrats. You know, she's supposed to be in the representation of everything that America didn't want. You know, she was basically set up to, you know, push the whole LGBT community, you know, this push, you know, degeneracy. This is why she had those performances of music artists like Cardi B and so on and so forth that was, you know, twerking on stage and all of that. She's the representation of everything that America doesn't want. And Trump, his assassination attempts, you know, the assassination attempts that was basically put on him, and the things that he's pushing, you know, for getting rid of the LGBT and all of that. He's supposed to be the representation of, you know, trying to save America and bring it back to, you know, its core values, you know, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So it's all set up, man. You know what I'm saying? They're just basically all theatrics. You know, these people, they basically just actors, you know. But let me play a little bit more of this real quick.
So they can amp up their AI, amp up their drones, amp up federal funding, amp up and beef up the police force.
Yep, yeah, just like he said, because I lost my train of thought for a second. But yeah, as he was saying, man, that basically all of these events that's happening, all these things that's happening is basically to give a reason for them to move in with their AI infrastructure. This is why you have all the planes crashing, because they're basically saying that they want to do away with human error. Now they want AI to take over flying planes. Now they want AI to take over, the control room where they watch over the planes and make sure everything is good so that they don't, collide and things like that. You know what I'm saying? They want AI to take over all these jobs, because the whole thing of the New World Order is that people won't have jobs. AI would take over that, and you would be basically on universal basic income, that Elon Musk has been pushing for so long. You know what I'm saying? They want everybody on the digital grid. They want everybody in a fucking what do they call it? It's like a prison, but you can roam around inside the prison. I forgot what they call it, but you know what I'm saying? It's like 15-minute cities is supposed to be set up like a prison, to where you can basically roam around, but you still inside of, a prison, but you like a prisoner that can just roam around. You know what I'm saying? Kind of how you are now, as a you got to have passports and things like that. You got to have permission and things like that to roam around the earth, but it's going to be more confined, So this is what they want for everybody, having them on the digital grid and a digital system, being controlled and watched over by AI, and nobody really having jobs or anything like that anymore, because they want AI to take over those things. But this is the world that they want, and this is where things are headed, and this is what they're trying to establish. So they got all these type of events, happening, like plane crashes and shit like that, because they want to blame it on human error and say that humans are at fault, and humans can't be trusted with responsibilities of taking care of flights and things like that. They would be more safer in the hands of AI technology, because AI can basically watch over all of these different things at once, and humans can't really pay attention to all these different things because they're prone to error, which causes, human lives to be taken. So this is the narrative they're pushing now. So in order to push that narrative, they're actually setting up events to where people actually get killed, and actual things happen, that they blame on human error, where they're justified on bringing in AI technology, to take over certain things, But not only is it going to be that, it's going to be a lot of different areas that's going to be taken over by AI, which is going to put people out of jobs. So the ultimate point is they want complete control over everyone. They want everybody in the digital slave system, and then they want the super rich and powerful to basically sit at the top and monitor and control and track and trace everybody, as if they're a god, while everybody else below them is in this digital AI system, being traced, tracked, and monitored and controlled, So, what I'm saying? It's just, and it's so funny because you got these regular Edomites, these regular everyday so-called white people that actually think that Trump is trying to, basically establish a way for, white people in general to remain supreme, which it is about white supremacy, but at the same time, it's about, the rich remaining supreme and having power and control. You lower level so-called white people don't fit into this new agenda that they're trying to establish. You're going to be a slave as well in this system, and it's so funny because you got all of these people, all these so-called white people that vouch for Trump so heavily. They vouch for Trump, but a lot of these people that vouch for Trump, they hate the Jewish state. They hate those Jewish people. They hate the small hats, but now here you have it that Trump, he's in support of the small hats. So you have people that, these thoroughbred so-called white people, these thoroughbred Edomites that vouch for Trump so heavily, and they hate, the small hats because they know that these Jewish people are in control and they are what's basically bringing this America. They are the problem. They are what's wrong with America. So these thoroughbred Edomites, these thoroughbred Republican Edomites, they hate the Jewish people. But now Trump, he's in support of these Jewish people, which now it has these people that support Trump on the fence. Because here you have it, all these people that vouch for Trump, and he's been preaching about making America great again, but now he's in support of the small hats, which he's always been. It's just that you brain dead Americans didn't know that Trump, all of these people that get into office, they are controlled by the small hats, because the small hats, they are the ones that control everything. They control the media, the banks, your money, they control every damn thing. So Trump, he's going to do the bidding of them, at the end of the day, no matter how you people feel. So now all of these MAGA supporters are on the fence because Trump is supporting the small hats. This is why you got the whole thing. This is why he's pushing the whole thing with ethnic cleansing, those Palestinians out of that land, the Gaza Strip. Now Trump wants to forward that agenda, and continue that agenda, of the small hats, because he's controlled by them. He does their bidding. What I'm saying? So they got a lot of MAGA supporters on the fence. But to get back to my point, man, a lot of things are getting ready to take place. What I'm saying? A lot of chaos and things like that is brewing. And like I said, we can see it happening. So let's continue with this video. Let me go ahead and press play real quick.
To eventually turn it against you. Also, check out this video. A Black Hawk that could fly itself. And this is at the Lockheed Martin, I don't know, showcase, where they're showcasing all their new stuff. And this was actually, I think, in 2022. So they're able to fly a Black Hawk 300 miles away from a guy sitting at his desk with a VR headset.
This helicopter can be flown and controlled without nobody in it. This helicopter, this is the same type of helicopter that crashed, directly into the airplane that killed all those people. I think it was like 60 people or something like that. Flying, I think it was a flight going back to Canada or back from Canada, something like that. But we all heard the story of basically crashing into the water, but they said that it was a Black Hawk helicopter, but learning from these videos, we can see that these type of helicopters can be controlled without nobody in them. They can be unmanned but still controlled. And it said from 300 miles away, which is probably even more than that. But, the helicopter in question right here in this video is being controlled 300 miles away, so it's no telling how far they can really go with it. But, it just goes to show you how all of these things are lining up, and a lot of people basically brought out how, when they seen that video, that it looked deliberate, how that helicopter, crashed into that airplane, which now we're seeing that these things can be controlled like drones. They can be controlled like drones. And this is the same type of technology that's going to be used for these robots that are going to be out here slaying people and killing people. You'll have someone behind a desk 300 miles away, controlling, robots out on the streets that are going to be basically killing people off. They call them slaughter bots. I did a video on it not too long ago, but you got slaughter bots. They're going to have cameras on them where people can look and control them. You know, soldiers, and these type of things are actually going to be used in the Third World War also. You know, drones, robots that's being controlled, you know, through a computer somewhere. You know, even though you're going to have foot soldiers that's out on the foot, you know, as well. But, you know, this is not going to be a war that you're going to want to be a foot soldier in, because they're going to have a lot of technology that's going to be used in this Third World War. You know, a lot of drones, man. A lot of drones, a lot of Terminator robots, slaughter bots, a lot of unmanned vehicles. You know, I'm sure this Black Hawk helicopter, I'm sure that they can control this helicopter like a drone with nobody in it, and they can actually shoot missiles and bullets out of it without nobody even being in it. I guarantee you they can do that, you know? So this is the same type of helicopter that was used to crash into that airplane, you know, and there's been a lot of speculation that it was probably nobody in that airplane, even though I think they brought out a story talking about how 3 people was in the airplane and they died or something like that. But, you know, those people could have been dead already and placed inside the helicopter, where it could have just not been anybody in there at all, period, you know. But we know how this devil work, man. We know his devices, man. We know the things that he's doing, especially by these other Edomites bringing out information against this dude. I mean, against their own people, you know, which the scriptures talk about their tongue shall basically fall upon themselves. You know, they're telling on themselves and bringing out information that we filter through the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? So a lot is going on, man. It's a lot to keep up with, but, you know, we stand on top of it, you know.
How crazy. So now that we know this information, do you think that there's a possibility that that Black Hawk that blew up on Airstrip 33,
and they put a lot of symbols and encrypted messages in the things that they do, you know, which we know what 33 means, you know, when you look into the number 33, you know, you basically get 666, because you got 33, you know, 3 and 3, you know, 6, 3 and 3, 6, 3 and 3, 6. You know what I'm saying? So it goes into 666, you know, which the scriptures talk about. This will be the number that these people would identify with, you know, the number that we would constantly keep seeing that's associated with the people, you know, the evil that's happening in the world, the people that are behind these things. This is why you constantly see 666. Even, is it the world? I think it's the World Economic Forum or something like that. Their symbol is 666 as well in their logo. You know, if I'm not mistaken, I probably got to go back and look that up. But, you know, this is the number that they're associated with, and they use these numbers, you know, as for rituals and things like that, you know, to basically give cryptic messages and things like that. So when you see 33, it's basically going into 666.
was just a coinkydink? Or were they testing out how far they could fly that thing? And just use it as another excuse for your safety, right? AI drones, AI stuff, because it's so much better than people. And we know, what other coincidence could there be? Let's see. The Army's not going to release the name of the pilots or the pilot, whoever was on that Black Hawk, because they want to keep it private due to the family member.
And like I said, I think they did reveal who was on there, you know, even though those people were probably already dead when they put them on there, or maybe they just didn't have them on there at all, period. But from a video that I seen, I think they did reveal that there was someone actually associated with that helicopter. You know, I think it was like 3 people, 3 Edomites, 3 so-called white people.
I mean, what a perfect scapegoat to basically hide the fact that there was nobody in there, because it was an autonomous Black Hawk. I don't know. I'm just a conspiracy theorist. I know nothing. Be ready.
Yep, but you know, that was basically the point. So let's go into this real quick. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. And it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. As a matter of fact, let's go to the chapter real quick. And let's I guess that's basically it. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So basically we see everything that these devils are doing. We see the basically the agenda behind the things that they're carrying out, because the devil, he's always going to do things with an agenda behind it. He's not going to do anything unless it's to fulfill or to forward his plans. Anytime you see things like that happening, with the plane crashes and all of that, it's a bigger message behind it. It's a bigger agenda behind it. They're doing it for a reason, because they're trying to fulfill some type of plan that they have. Scriptures talk about, not the scriptures, but these devils, they talk about how they don't want to let a good crisis go to waste. So they're going to take any opportunity they can to forward their agenda. What I'm saying? Even if it means killing, quote unquote, innocent people on the flight, children, whatever. They have plans to get this new world order up and running and established, and they're going to do it by any means, even if it means causing destruction, killing people, plane crashes, and whatever else is about to come down the pipe in the near future, which Trump is basically, he's only been in office for about 2 weeks, and things are already hit the ground running, so we can expect this year to be full of a lot of interesting events, but now, like I said, the whole thing with the Mexican cartel is picking up. They're talking about the cartel is using drones and so on and so forth. So we're going to see how that's going to play out. But this is Micah 2:1. And it says, let's go to the King James. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. So Esau, just because he, the scriptures talk about how the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, just because he has the power to do these things, he's going to practice it. He has the power to, establish, and create this new world order that he wants. He wants to play God. He wants to have everybody underneath him in complete subjection. And he's trying to establish that because the power is in his hands to do so. He has all the resources, he control of the resources. He has all of this control basically of the earth. But the thing is, all of these Edomites are divided. You got Russia that's coming against America. You got the Ukrainians that's going against the Russians. You have, the Amalekites, which are Edomites as well, that's over there in the land of Israel. They're, Russia is against them as well. So you have all of this division that's going on. So even though they want to establish this new world order, it's going to be a lot of, the scriptures talk about how he would be in straits, trying to establish this new world order, which means difficulty. So he's going to have a difficult time trying to establish this enterprise, and he's going to get it out the ground, to some level, because the scriptures talk about how he's going to cause everyone, small and great, to basically to receive that mark. So he's going to get his enterprise off the ground, to a certain level. But then the Heavenly Father is going to intervene. He's going to bring that destruction upon him, while he's trying to get it fully established, which he's not going to get it fully established. He's just going to get a taste of it, But woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. And that's Esau, Edom, these elites to the T. That's all they do is devise iniquity. You know what I'm saying? And they practice it, man. You know what I'm saying? We can see them practicing it right now. And this is why all of these events and things are happening, because they are in the phase of establishing and making things happen. You know, and that article, I need to bring that back out, because there was an article that came out sometime last year, not too long ago, that talked about polycrisis, you know, and Klaus Schwab, which I was talking about earlier. Well, I wasn't talking about him earlier, but I said the World Economic Forum, which I think he's the leader or the chairman or something of that organization. He's like the leader of the whole organization, and he was talking about basically we're coming into a time where there's going to be a lot of different polycrises, and that's what's happening now, and we can see those things happening now, because he predicted or planned these polycrises to start taking place. That's why you have all these different pockets of things going on. You know, you had the fires that's in LA, you had the plane crashes, and then you got the military about to wage war on, you know, the cartel, you know, and so on and so forth. So you have all these different crises that's going on, which they predicted that, and these are the times that we're in now, you know, the time of all these different polycrises, because they need these things to establish their new world order, and they're going to do it by fear, you know, to get people to opt into it. But let's grab this one real quick. This is Proverbs 14:17, and it says, "He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated." So Esau, you know, the world is basically exposing this man for who he is and all of his devious dealings, the things that he's doing, because it's, you know, the word is out, man. People can see right through what he's doing. His deception is wearing off. It's not working as much as it used to. You know, the deception that you know, because Esau, he just does the same shit over and over. You know, he does different things, you know, different, you know, events, but he does everything in the same way, you know, and it's getting old, and the deception is wearing off, because the truth has been spread out through the internet, and people can now are starting to see things for what it really is, you know, and what they're doing. They're trying to establish this new world order, you know, which AI is going to be a big part of that, of how they control people, you know, and people can see that. So now people are actually starting to hate Trump now. All the people that voted for this dude, they're regretting. They're starting to regret that they voted for this man, which it don't matter who you vote for. They're always going to fulfill this plan anyway. Even if, let's say, Kamala won, she was going to still fulfill these same things. You know, then what people would be, I wish I would have voted for Trump. It don't matter who you vote for, you know. But it's better that Trump is in there, because now people really was leaning on this dude as if he was really going to save America, and now Trump is basically spitting in their face. You know, now he's basically openly telling you that he's fulfilling the agenda of the small hats, and then on top of that, he's working hand in hand with Elon Musk, who people know is not right, you know. So Trump is not hell-bent on making America great again. He's going to fulfill the agenda of the elites, which is to create a system to put you people in complete slavery and have the people at the top of the pyramid ruling over you, you know, playing God and dictating every part of your life, you know, complete slaves, you know, and that's the agenda that Trump is spearheading, you know, for these elites. You know, this is why he's in support, like I said, of continuing that, wiping out those Palestinians over there in Gaza. So, you know, let's read a different translation. It says, "A man of quick temper acts foolishly, and a man of evil devices is hated." You know, so Esau, you know, he's being hated, man. You know, because all, you know what I'm saying, his laundry is being aired out, and people see him for who he really is, man. So, you know, like I said, I think the point was made. So with that, man, I'm going to go ahead and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.